NBA to allow Morant to train with the Grizzlies. Houston Rockets GM reveals Kevin Porter's future. Celtics president praises Drew Holiday, calling the player the perfect fit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Free Throw TV. As you can see from the introduction, today's video will cover some significant headlines in the NBA. So, without further ado, let's dive into the news. Morant will be able to practice with the Memphis Grizzlies, even after his 25-game suspension imposed by the NBA. The announcement came on Monday, too, which marked the franchise's media day. The team's general manager, Zach Kleiman, and coach Taylor Jenkins approved the overall approach in a press conference during the event. The star will be allowed to join the team's trips and even participate in some pre-game warm-ups. However, he will have to leave the arenas at established times, well before the games. Nonetheless, at least the point guard remains with the franchise during the trips and focuses on recovery after the suspension. Kleiman was the first to comment on the matter. First and foremost, he's making very good strides within what we've set up. So, he's been great during the process. It will be really good to have him with us during the games. Morant has put himself in a good position in that regard. It's about continuing with patience and working for all of this to pass quickly. We can't wait to have him back. The franchise's GM, in fact, did not protest against the suspension. According to him, the Stars' repeat offense is what led to such a high penalty. The point guard appeared with firearms and videos on Instagram during the 2022-23 season. At the time, Morant was suspended for 8 games. However, after Memphis's elimination in the first round of the playoffs, he appeared with the object on social media again. After the campaign, the NBA announced that it would suspend the star for the first 25 games of the 2023-24 season. The star was not present at Media Day, but he was also a topic in the Grizzlies coach's press conference. I think the suspension gives us a perspective to work with him, both on and off the court. This is an opportunity for him to grow as a player and as a person. So, that's the most important thing right now. I'm happy with what the kid has been doing. I want to have him back as soon as possible, explained Jenkins. Finally, the big stars of the NBA event for the Memphis Grizzlies, in the absence of Morant, were the newcomers Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose. Both emphasized that they want to help the young player, but their primary focus is on winning games. I care about him as a person and a teammate, began the defensive specialist who came from the Boston Celtics. Obviously, we will do everything we can to help him. We're not babysitters, so that's not all we came here to do. But we know that this team's success depends a lot on him. We will work together to make everything work. Rose also stated that above all, he hopes the star has learned a lesson. This is very important when you're young to establish yourself as a man. We'll help. We get along very well, but he knows it's much more about him than about other people. Making adjustments, having the discipline to be in the right places with the right people. I hope everything works out, concluded the veteran. Houston Rockets general manager Rafael Stone spoke about the future of Kevin Porter Jr. with the team. During the media day on Monday, too, the executive was asked about the player's situation. After all, the point guard was recently arrested for domestic violence. Stone then revealed the franchise's plans. The allegations against him are serious and concerning. As soon as we learned about this case, I informed his representatives that he would no longer be a part of the Rockets. Since then, he has had no contact with the team. So, he will not be here today at the media day or during the training phase. Now, this case is a legal matter, said the GM. After Stone's press conference, the franchise released the roster for training. As expected, the troubled shooting guard does not appear on the list. Therefore, Kevin Porter is no longer in the Houston Rockets' plans. Nearly a month ago, the player was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend, Kaiser Gondrezick, a WNBA player. The incident took place at the Millennium Hotel in New York. According to reports from ABC News, Porter assaulted and attempted to strangle Gondrezick. Security personnel entered the room after hearing screams and calls for help, but the player was reportedly uncontrollable. Consequently, the police arrested him upon arrival. Kaiser, on the other hand, was taken to the hospital. Among her injuries, she suffered a neck fracture from the attempted strangulation. Shortly after Porter's arrest, insider Shams Charania of The Athletic reported that the Rockets plan to trade the player. During this off-season, the team signed Fred VanVleet, the former Toronto Raptors player, who will be the starting point guard. Additionally, they selected Amen Thompson with the 4th overall pick in the last draft. Therefore, Porter's stay in Houston has become nearly impossible. However, the trade is not expected to be easy. The NBA has opened investigations into Porter's arrest. With the likely suspension of the point guard, interested teams will likely focus on getting significant compensation. In other words, the Rockets will have to include draft picks in the potential trade. Last year, Kevin Porter extended his contract with the Houston Rockets, a deal worth $82.5 million, valid until 2027. However, starting from June next year, the guarantees on his salaries are almost non-existent. Additionally, there is a franchise option, so he can be released without causing a significant financial loss to the Rockets. The 30th overall pick in the 2019 draft averaged 19.2 points, 5.7 assists, and 5.3 rebounds in the 2022-23 season. He also shot 36.6% from three-point range. The detail is that Porter was one of Stone's favorites. According to Clutch fans, the GM forced coaches to include the player in the starting lineup. It's no secret behind the scenes that Raphael was the driving force behind Houston's investment in Kevin. Acquiring the player, after all, was considered his big deal as an executive. Stephen Silas, for example, never wanted to start him. But the executive forced him to start Kevin, believing that his career future depended on it, the article revealed. Stone's influence on the court, as a result, had negative repercussions for the team. Porter was aware of his situation and, as a result, behaved like someone in control. In one game last season, he refused to be substituted after attempting several poor shots. One of Silas's assistants had to remove him from the court. Kevin was a nightmare for the coaches because of insubordination cases. At various times, for example, he confronted and cursed the coaching staff. He said they didn't have the credentials to coach him. Anyway, he played many minutes because he was Raphael's favorite, the article stated. Boston Celtics president Brad Stevens is very excited about the arrival of Jrue Holiday to the team. During Monday's Media Day, the executive praised the new addition. Stevens revealed that the point guard had been on the franchise's radar for a while and sees Holiday as a perfect fit for the team. There's a list of players that you always think you'll never have a real chance to get, that you think would be a perfect fit for the team, and that you'd love to have as a Celtic. Jrue is one of those guys. We've been trying to bring him here since I was a coach. So just to have the chance to spend a few minutes on the phone with him, you can tell that Jrue is an impressive person. We are very happy he's here, said Stevens. Stevens went on to highlight Jrue Holiday's qualities. Among other things, the veteran offers elite defense. Additionally, the point guard is highly praised as a teammate. Therefore, Stevens is confident in Holiday's success in Boston. Everyone can see what he does on the court. He's a very good player, a multiple-time All-Star. His defense, everyone knows about it, etc. But above all, I think he's an elite teammate with elite competitiveness. He will fit in very well here and can offer a lot both on and off the court. So, we couldn't pass up the opportunity to bring in a player of Jrue's caliber, concluded the executive. At 33 years old, Holiday arrives to be one of the leaders on the Celtics court. A 2021 NBA champion with the Milwaukee Bucks, the point guard's strong suit is his defense. The veteran is capable of guarding multiple positions. Moreover, he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective, which bodes well for him alongside Jason Tatum and company. Holiday has a contract that runs until 2025, and he is set to earn $76.3 million in salaries over the next 2 seasons. However, he has the option to decline the final year of his contract, becoming an unrestricted free agent, allowing him to sign with any team. Initially, the Celtics president desires a long-term partnership with Jrue Holiday. According to ESPN insider Adrian Wojnarowski, the expectation is that both parties will agree to a long-term contract extension. Besides the veteran point guard, the Celtics have several new additions for the 2023-24 season. At the start of the offseason, the franchise acquired Kristaps Porzingis from the Washington Wizards. However, in the Jrue Holiday trade, Boston gave up Robert Williams and Malcolm Brogdon. The team also brought in forwards Oshie Brissett and Lamar Stevens, power forward Wenyen Gabriel, shooting guard Svi Mykhailiuk, and point guard Dalton O'Bannon. In the draft, they selected forward Jordan Walsh. On the other hand, the team lost Marcus Smart, one of the leaders of the roster. Finally, Grant Williams, Danilo Gallinari, and Mike Muscala also left the Celtics. Runner-up in the Eastern Conference in 2022/23, Boston relies on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to stay at the top. Muscala, on the other hand, enters his second season as the team's head coach. The main question is how Porzingis will fit into the team, given his frequent injuries. Over the last 3 seasons, he played 159 out of 236 possible games, missing 33% of the matches. Finally, another question is the impact of Smart's absence. Named the NBA's best defender in 2022, the point guard was considered the heart of the Celtics. With him, the team consistently had one of the best defenses in the NBA. However, the arrival of Holiday, another defensive specialist, should be beneficial on that side of the court. And that wraps up our news roundup for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any NBA news. You can also follow us on Instagram, where we provide updates throughout the day. As we conclude, YouTube will be recommending some more videos from our channel, so go ahead and check them out. Until the next video, peace to all.